Hey guys, welcome to my recap of NA Challengers Week 2. There were a lot of upsets this week. I mean, maybe not a lot of upsets, but there were a lot of weird games this week, some really entertaining ones too. So I'm really looking forward to getting into recapping these games. This is gonna be more of like a podcast style video, probably a little bit longer. I'll probably talk about a couple other things if I see fit. I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna do. But if you enjoy, make sure to like the video and subscribe. And yeah, let's get right into it. And we'll start with our first game of the week and the probably biggest upset of the week in Oxygen over Shopify Rebellion. On the first map, Oxygen brought out one of the more wacky comps you'll ever see with the Yoru Neon. Um, I think on defense, it actually looked pretty nice. They would have like Verno, Pony, and Mitch all on one side of the map and kind of pushing and being aggressive on that side. And they'd have Randy and Scuba on the other side trying to like stall and whatnot. And it worked okay. It wasn't amazing. I mean, they had 6-6. But on the attack side, it kind of looked like they struggled to like re-clear areas. I think with like utility and whatnot, I think they probably would have been better off with like a Sky or a Fade instead of their Viper. But I don't think it would have worked either way. But Pony had a really nice game, especially on this map, and so did Randy. Moose and Vic also had really nice games, especially Moose. Moose, you could instantly tell like he was just fucking owning that whole map on Viper. And then Haven, um, my main takeaway on this was how good Verno is. He actually reminds me a lot of what I thought about Leo when he was coming out of EU for Copenhagen. Obviously, he's not as good as Leo. He probably won't be as good as Leo at any point this year. But Verno continues to impress me on this map. I don't know. I just think everybody on Oxygen, like including Verno, was playing at an extremely high level on this map. Um, it's just a better version of what I expected them from them week one, which I'm annoyed that I didn't get that like week one, and then they would have won if they got that. So whatever. And then Ascent, another weird comp, but this time coming out from Shopify. And there was no duelist with a Sage and Killjoy at the same time, which kind of was weird. I mean, clearly Oxygen did a really, really good job of dealing with it on the attack side, which was kind of odd. You'd think the no duelist Killjoy Sage would be a really nice defense comp, but it wasn't. And then on Shopify's attack side, they really didn't struggle to get onto sites as much as I expected. It was just mainly the like holding off the retakes and stuff that was hard for them, which again you wouldn't expect with a zero duelist comp. So I don't know. I think B Dog does continue to perform on the smokes. Vic continues to be good. Moose is good. I mean, I thought Mata had a decent game on the Rays, and he's had a few nice maps here and there. Verno and Scuba continue to impress. Mitch's IGLing looks really nice. Pony is pretty good, and then Randy's like a average Sentinel player, so he's not like nothing crazy. But overall, I came out of this week feeling really really nice about Oxygen and like all of their players as individuals. And Shopify, I don't really think they'll continue to do this. I don't think they played that badly. I just think some of their like ideas were a little bit weird this week. And now into guard versus Ori Sports. I don't have a ton to say about this match. It was just a complete stomp. I mean, as most people expected. I thought this map, this specifically Pearl, could be a lot closer than people thought because I thought Ori's defense side looked like really, really, really nice, but they again struggled on the attack side like they did against M80, and they really couldn't get anything going on the defense. Guard just had like a perfect game plan of how to deal with it. And yeah, that was about it for that map. And pretty much similar idea on Bind, except Or did not play well at all. That it just was a complete stomp. But I don't know. As people have said many times, guard could probably easily beat like half the franchise teams, and they're probably just gonna stomp their way through this entire group. Maybe other than M80, and even then, I don't have a ton of faith that M80 will even put up a fight against them at this point. And now into day two, we have DSG versus Mad Lions. A surprising blowout here. The first map, I mean, Steel's mid rounding and just IGLing overall was absurdly good. Just felt like you had to read that whole game. Uh, this is more so what I expected out of DSG than we saw last week. Um, I think what Steele said on the Wise Men podcast about like the team like with nerves and like comms issues and that kind of stuff was probably mostly right. I mean, they just look so much better this week. Like Steele kept dying first against the guard, just in stupid ways, like doing his angel cosplay, as people were saying, which was very valid. And then in this game, he just the flip side when Angel like goes crazy against DRX at Copenhagen. That was this game for him. Uh, they just looked so much more coordinated, beating Mad Lions on what's arguably their second best map. I think. Like Icebox is easily their number one, but there's a couple that can be contended for their second best. And Exalt and Gangsta were really, really nice in this match. And then Pearl, it looked like it was going to be a lot of the same early, but Mad Lions kind of got their shit together and also won a pistol and then just could not get anything going on the attack side. They kept going A side, even though like B is well known to be like the easier side to attack. You can kind of just run down B long for free most rounds. And most of the time you can get a free plant down, obviously. If teams are playing heavily to deny the plant, then you can't. But this comp doesn't, I mean, it does a decent job at it. Like they would play Ziff at the B side of the map a lot and they would molly the bomb. And I don't know. I don't understand why they didn't try to go B more. Like it worked better when they did that. But obviously they didn't win a single round on the defense on the attacking side, so it really didn't matter. But overall, I was extremely happy with the outcome of this game. I really like DSG, both the fact that Toast owns them, uh, which is a cool thing, and also I love Steel and Ziff as players. But yeah, overall, really impressed with DSG this week. And then onto TSM versus M80. M80 started off map one really nice with an 8-4 half. Kind of same thing they did last week on Haven, really utilizing the B site and just having pretty good calling, really nice execs, all that kind of stuff. 7 had a really, really nice map this map, especially on the defensive side, where his anchoring was really nice. And then in the second half, TSM just started to really heat up with like Corey setting him up really well. He had a really nice second half to help their execs and help them bring this game back. And same with GMD, he really heated up at the end. 7 was pretty good as well. I was also, despite his stat line of 16 and 16, I thought EU had his best game out of the 2 games that he's played, obviously, but he and Koalanoob played really well. Xander played really nice as well. Overall, I don't know. This map didn't really do it for me. I was really hoping TSM would win just so I would be right. But overall, I think M80 continues to be really nice on Haven. Probably their best map so far that they've shown. And then as for Ascent, M80 played a really cool like triple initiator comp. Even with the breach in there, just no sentinel. They just had a lot of like nice like set and trap plays on the defensive side, which really helped them. I put in my notes here that Nature was doing his best Hiko impression because it seemed as if he was just last alive every round, and just was baiting his whole team. And then just all the TSM 1 rounds on attack were just individual plays and whatnot. And then M80's attack looked really nice. Obviously, the score line doesn't really show that, but I don't know. They showed that they have a lot of depth in their game plans and are really just a bunch of skilled players, especially like in this map with this comp. So yeah, I was really, really, really impressed with M80 this week. And I think they've shown potential that they can beat the guard in week 5, but we'll just have to see. I think guard has been more dominant than M80 so far, but I think M80 definitely has a higher ceiling than the guard does. And then on to the first match of day 3, Faze versus Turtle Troops. Um, Faze really scared me in this game. I don't know, Faze on Fracture, they started off pretty well. Just some nice reads by Poise and set plays. And obviously, they don't have a ton of depth to their playbook yet. So they kind of ran out by round 7 and kind of kept running the same shit over and over again, which allowed Turtle Troop to kind of get back in the game. And then on the defensive side of Fracture, with the Sky that I've talked about before, it looked terrible, and they only won 3 rounds on defense. I just don't think the Sky has enough stall potential with the rest of this comp. It's really just that, or it's just the Breach and the Brim that have that, and they were kind of playing Baby Bay as like a solo anchor on B multiple times, and it was just not good. And then Pearl, um, I didn't really have a ton of takeaways. Faze kind of just ran them over on the defensive side, and Poise went crazy. Baby Bay played okay. Uh, Again, no real takeaways. And then Ascent, similar story. Baby Bay was just farming with the op. Supermen played well. Um, their double reveal comp, I really like. I think more teams should play comps like that on multiple maps, not just Ascent. I think on Pearl, it's really nice. Icebox, it's pretty good. Similar to kind of how 100 Thieves played it during Red Bull. So I think it's cool. I'm not sure about the future. I mean, their attacking side was okay. It wasn't amazing. But yeah, overall, not too impressed with Faze, but I think Turtle Troop played valiantly this week. Now I wanted to give you guys my updated power rankings for this week. So here it is. Um, I have Turtle Troops and Ore staying place at 12 and 11. To show that they were probably the 2 worst teams. I think there's an argument for Turtle Troops to go up, but I didn't really think they should. Mad Lions went down to 10. I think there are just so many teams that kind of jumped them. They had potential to go way up this week, but they definitely just shit the bed against DSG, which is kind of sad to see. Faze, same thing. They lost a map to Turtle Troop. Not really impressive there. They stomped the other 2 maps, but I'm not going to give them too much credit for that. TSM, they got 2-0'd, kind of not destroyed by M80, but M80 kind of worked them on the second map. Breakthrough, really disappointing week. I had them up at 4 last week, but I think that's a little too high, especially given that they got beat by G2 this week. Oxygen, extremely impressive, +4, for all the reasons I explained already. DSG, same thing. Really impressed with them this week. Shopify, I dropped 2 because they lost. I think G2 was a lot more impressive to me this week, so I again raised them up to number 3. M80 back at the number 2 spot like they were week 1, and Guard staying place at number 1. Actually, I'll make this a little bit bigger in OBS so I can show you guys, so you guys can see. But yeah, those are my power rankings for after this week. I don't know when I'm gonna get predictions up because it's gonna be a while until the games are happening because of lock-in. I'm gonna try to make a couple more videos on them, but I'll recap the games right here for day 1. And then at the end here, I kind of just wanted to give a little recap of what happened in day 1 of lock-in. Energy 2-0'd Koi, which was kind of nice. I was really happy. Stom played really well, which, I mean, he didn't play amazingly. Like, he had some really, really nice moments, but I think you're kind of looking to kind of establish, like, the round-to-round consistency for him, which he should be able to develop over the course of the tournament. Who else was impressive? I need to look at this. Trax was really, really good in this game. Wolfen was okay. He kind of trolled sometimes. Artis looked okay when he was playing Jet. His Sage was not good at all. He just kind of kept walling himself up on the defensive side, which kind of Koi started to expect, and then it just snowballed from there on the defensive half, especially. Energy came back from a 9-3, which was really cool. Crashies was another player that played well. Didn't mention him. He was amazing, especially in their comeback and Icebox. FNS's IGLing was absurdly good on Haven. Just a masterclass from him, and on Icebox too. It was really nice. So overall, NRG played really well, and then Giants versus Detonation. I didn't get to watch a ton of this game, but I heard Cloud was really, really good in this game. From what I watched, and Nookie looked like he was playing really well. Coutinho looked questionable, especially on Haven, which I got to watch more of. Icebox I didn't really see. Looked like he didn't play that well either. Which he was my one question coming into this roster. But overall, I don't expect Giants to beat NRG based on the looks of those two teams. But it's definitely possible. And then tomorrow I had FPX over K Corp and an upset game. And then DRX and Cloud9 winning tomorrow, which the content piece Cloud9 put out. You should go check it out. I think it's called Locking In or something like that. Cloud9 Valorant. It is called We're Ready to Lock In Sao Paulo. It was a really nice content piece. It was just kind of, it was funny ahead of it. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, really hyped for tomorrow, especially that Cloud9 Paper X match should be really nice. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. It'll probably be my predictions or maybe something else. We'll see. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be uploading this on Valentine's Day as well. So happy Valentine's Day. Obviously, I don't have anything better to do than make a Valorant video. So yeah. Not. I wish I was not this single man, but whatever. I enjoy this. So we'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah, peace.